When we think of body art in the West, we think of tattoos, piercings, and earrings. It helps us stand out from others. Some people do it for attention, while others do it for social status. Maybe they have lots of money and they are showing off, yet for others, it is a symbol of importance and personal art. The Nuba people are an indigenous ethnic group who live in the Nuba Mountains of South Kordofan State, Sudan. They are farmers and herders who grow cattle, chickens, and other animals. One strong identity the Nubas have is their love of athletic competition, such as wrestling. Only the strongest young men of their community compete against others from different villages for pride and strength. But I think what truly makes them special is their art. Africa 101, Last Tribes Writers describes facial and body scarification is still practiced by some Nuba tribes in remote hill areas. Body paint is something rare nowadays, but when the region is more peaceful, it will probably see a comeback of the body decoration through bright colors. In some areas, the lower incisors are removed in both sexes. Not all Nubans practice their art, but the fact that it still endures means it's worth making. It's important to realize that art is not their big focus. Other tribes and groups across Africa create more art. Sometimes it could be as simple as population, or it connects to how deep rooted they are with making art. Karen E. Lang makes an important note of Nuba art. Their bodies decorated with bits of fur, beads, mud, whatever they can find. I believe this is so they can represent and express themselves. Even more so, it's not to draw attention, nor is it for superficial reasons. They are possibly the only materials available for the Nuba. The key aesthetic concept is social structure, growth. Scarification is a big deal there because it serves as a symbolic and forever body modification. Think of it as tribal membership, becoming an adult, and even a form of protection medicine. Sanders et al. Write Nuba women, for example, undergo a series of scarification rituals to their physiological development. Cuts are made at puberty, the onset of menstruation, and after the woman's first child is weaned. And don't forget, it is a very painful process. It doesn't just take one sitting either. That's why those who complete the ritual have displayed their strong will and courage. When you see someone who has undergone scarification, you know they are the real deal. Delving further about the Nuba women, Rebecca A. Dunham details the Nuba believes the scars are the correct way to dress the female body, and almost all Nuba women, except those with hemophilia and related blood disorders, undergo the process. I believe the scars are visual markers. They serve as communication devices to the community about that woman's age, her relationship with members of the opposite sex, her reproductive state, her sexual availability, and her ritual status for religious purposes. That's why the art looks this way. The scars look nice to look at, with their specific patterns over the body. It's even believed by the Nuba their scarification ritual has special medicinal powers. I think it could be that each mark is like a shield that protects them from evil energy, almost like a set of armor that protects you. For the men, it is slightly different than for the women. As mentioned earlier, not only is body scarification created, but also body paint. Willett et al. Mentions, for example, some young men some young Nuba men celebrate their youthful vigor in extensive body painting. The men can spend up to hours painting their body with unique patterns and decorations. To the men, it matters because they believe in the power of strength and beauty. Writers from Pitt Rivers Museum Body Art say the individual has little in the way of choice in the matter of scarification. Undergoing the ordeal and having the right marks is the, is the only way to be fully recognized, desired, or valued within a particular culture. This idea of being humanized and seen as a true person or member of the society presents issues. Because think about it, if you do not undergo any scarification, then it's likely you will be ostracized and looked at less than. In the Nuba people's eyes, you aren't initiated and still considered a kid, or worse, an animal, just another one of the many cattle and chickens roaming. This is a grave social concern that is not just in Nuba, but everywhere else. Some concerns that can be raised, despite all the beauty and symbolism of Nuba scarification, are health dangers. To be more specific, there is the risk of death. It's very real to consider when cutting someone, you run the risk of causing an infection, especially without any proper modern medical equipment. People can die. Don't forget that scarification takes a long time to complete. The human body takes time to heal, and after marks are made, it can last up to 6 to 12 months. We understand the customs and traditions of Nuba body scarification, how important it is to grow up and become a true member of the community. Yet it begs the question, are following long lasting art customs worth risking death? I would imagine asking any local Nuban, they would say yes. Yet, from an outsider's perspective, it is very reasonable to understand there are life risking threats. Personally, I don't think anything will ever change from Nuba body scarification. Despite all the concerns of social status and health, it's their personal body art that makes them. Thank you.